I'm Craig Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different and every breakup is different. Work with me and you'll get professional help on your situation. And if you're in no contact, focused on personal growth, my workbook series, The Knowledge, will help you make changes like you've never made before. Available now at AskCraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
And I'm Coach Victoria.
And in this video, we're going to be talking to you about when your ex wants to stay friends.
Can we please be friends?
No.
Please?
No.
Please?
No.
Before we get into it, I did want to say that Craig and I are available for coaching sessions. So if that is something that you're interested in, talking about your situation one-on-one with one of us, you can do so by booking on the website.
Absolutely. You know, sometimes after the breakup, your ex wants to keep you in their life and they'll try and push you to stay friends. And, you know, it's interesting because you have to really consider that your idea of friendship may be very different than theirs. So this is something we're going to talk about today because friendship with an ex, I wouldn't recommend it unless you're absolutely 110% convinced that you don't want anything romantic with them any longer.
It definitely can be a challenge. So breaking up with someone is very guilt-provoking, right? It doesn't feel good to end a relationship. It doesn't feel good to reject someone, at least initially, and while you are doing that. And so for an ex, friendship means being able to preserve any type of positive feelings between the two of you and might be a way for them to forego the guilt of the breakup. We're not saying this is the only reason. You know, we're sure that they also cared about you. We're sure that the two of you also had a rich relationship. You know, there was enough amicable feelings amongst the two of you for them to offer friendship. Right? But sometimes this can be a way to kind of minimize that guilt that they're experiencing. Because if the two of you stay friends, the breakup couldn't have been that bad, right? You can't be so mad at me if we're still friends afterwards.
Yeah.
And in some cases, it might be a way for your ex to deflect the responsibility of ending the relationship. They switch it to, well, can we be friends? And then you are the one to say no. You are the one to, decide whether any type of relationship continues or not. And that's a way to say, well, I'm not taking the responsibility of us never seeing each other again. It's because you want that. So not saying that this is always malicious, not saying that this is always manipulative, but these are some things that can happen when an ex offers friendship. You are the one who didn't want to be friends, and that's why we're not talking, versus the story being, well, you ended the relationship.
Yeah. And one of the big things that you have to consider is, what does friendship mean to them? Okay? Because especially anxious people, they're going to be like, well, we're going to see each other all the time. We're going to talk all the time. We're going to continue being friends like you might be with like your platonic friends. But it probably doesn't mean like that, especially if it's an avoidant, right? So what does a friendship mean? Oh, that we send each other a text message every 3 to 5 months, that I like something that you post on your Instagram, or send you a Facebook message every now and again. A lot of times it is something like that. And so, you have to consider that that is probably what they're alluding to, and you need to find out. So if you're having a romantic interest there, I wouldn't agree to something like that, especially if you're trying to turn it around, because you're coming from a weaker position where you're saying, I'm going to settle for less and I'm not being authentic with what I want. I'm going along with what you want to try and keep you in their life.
Right, and that lack of clarity can lead to a lot more pain for you.
Yeah.
If the two of you have totally different definitions of what friendship looks like, it can lead to a lot of confusion. It can lead to a lot of mixed expectations.
Yeah.
Right? There's some friends that you probably do talk to daily. There's friends that you could probably knock on their door and they would open the door wide open for you. There's other friends you might talk to once a year.
Yeah.
So what kind of a friendship would you have? This is worth thinking about. You also want to consider expectations. For most, the difference between friendships and romantic relationships is romantic relationships have shared goals, have a shared direction.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes that's marriage, sometimes that's family, sometimes that's having kids together, raising dogs together more recently. You know, you dinks, double income, no kids, we see you. So those could be some of those shared goals and expectations of the relationship. So you don't necessarily have those things with friendships. It's not like, for some of you, you might have shared goals of moving to a different country or living life together for some, but typically those are things that are reserved for romantic relationship, a partner. You know, somebody who you have their back and they have your back in many different situations, medical emergencies, these types of things.
Yeah.
So it's a shift from what kind of relationship it is. And you have to understand that in order to be okay with that. Because some of you might be agreeing to friendship thinking that you will have all of the same benefits as a romantic relationship, and that's probably not how they're viewing it.
No, it's not. And they're going to be off doing whatever they want with whoever they want, and you really can't say anything to that because you're agreeing to that. Okay, whether you realize it or not, you're agreeing to them living their life however they want, and you showing up how they want you to when they want you to. And so you really want to protect yourself. You want to protect your heart. And, you know, if you feel like, you know, you may have already agreed to friendship and think, well, I can't unagree to it now. You can. You have the right to change your mind. They had a right to change their mind about being in a romantic relationship with you. Why should you feel guilty about being their friend? Some people feel guilty about it. They're like, oh, I already told them I was going to be their friend. Well,
that is something I hear a lot.
Right? They made a decision based on how they were feeling in the moment. Guess what? You can do that same thing for yourself. No, I've changed my mind. It's not going to work for me. Call me if you change your mind. Because maybe a coach suggested that you stay friends with your ex.
Or a friend or a family member.
Or family. And you tried it and it's not going anywhere and it's not working and they're no more trying to fix things with you now than they were at the time of the breakup. Well, you can just say, next time they reach out, be like, you know, I was wondering if, you know, there's anything going on here with us other than friendship. And, you know, if they're pushing you, right, to like keep you in their life and it's feeling uncomfortable, like they're breadcrumbing you. And if they say, no, I thought we were going to be friends, I say, you know, I've been doing a lot of thinking and that's just not going to work for me. You know, if you change your mind and would like to hang out and get together, you know, let me know. And they're probably going to be hurt and angry and try and manipulate, right?
Right.
But just don't agree to it and say, I'm sorry.
Yep. You really have to be authentic with yourself and what you want, right? And we're giving you examples. We want it to be put in your own words. Of course, be very mindful about what you say to a partner. We're not trying to use you saying no to friendship as a way to attack them or as a way to reject them back.
Yeah.
You know, what we're saying is you are your own person with your own boundaries, with your own desires. And that's something that's actually attractive. That's something that we actually want for you, is for you to be secure in what you want and not be afraid to ask for it or to say it.
Yeah, and you're going to suffer, honestly, if you're constantly seeing this person pop up on your phone, reaching out to you, talking to you about what's going on in their life, and you want a lot more than what they're wanting anymore. I'd rather somebody have the time to decide if they want me in their life, and if they don't, okay. I'd rather move forward than continue to hear from them pushing something on me that makes me frustrated or upset or sad or disappointed.
Right. And for some of you, you might agree to friendship and then have your own secret agenda. You know, you think, oh, my ex won't notice. They're going to fall in love with me again. I'll get to spend more time with them.
Yeah.
I'll take them on friend dates. And so exes aren't dumb either. At a certain point, there can be a shift in the friendship to where they're saying, oh, wait a minute, I'm leading you on. And then here we go. It's a repeat of the breakup to a sense. You know, it's like a miniature version of it. So we have to think a little bit long term in this. What are you getting out of this? Where is this going to go? What are your expectations? What are your hopes with agreeing to this? Like I say in pretty much every friendship video, there are exceptions to almost every rule. The exception here is for certain smaller communities. It could be LGBTQIA plus community. That's a community that we see a lot of friendships with exes in, just because of the size of it. Small towns. So in certain situations, friendship is something that might be inevitable.
Yeah.
However, However, that's exception to the rule. More than likely, you are the rule. So keep that in mind.
We don't want you to be dramatic. We don't want you to be intense or lose emotional self-control. This is coming from a place of just being confident with what you want and not settling for less.
Right. And if friendship is what you want, by all means, right?
Yeah.
But
don't lie to yourself.
Don't lie to yourself.
Don't lie to yourself.
We're always trying to encourage and promote confidence. We're always trying to encourage and promote you being able to self-reflect and find out what it is that you really want and manifest that in your relationships. So.
Yeah. All right, something to consider, and hopefully this one's been helpful to you. If you want to get our help personally, you can do that on my website, askcraig.net. I do email coaching and I do Skype. Coach Victoria is also available for Skype coaching.
I'm here whenever you'd like to chat.
Just click on her name at the top of the website to schedule with her. But that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
And I'm Coach Victoria.
And we will talk with you soon.